Welcome back. And standing here with me, I have the Executive Director of the annual Sweetgrass Cultural Arts Festival, Thomasina Stokes-Marshall, and the Sweetgrass basket maker, Antwon Ford. Welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about the history of the Sweetgrass basket.
The Sweetgrass basket is an art form that was brought to the South Carolina and coastal areas by the West Africans who were enslaved and brought here more than 300 years ago. Many of the basket makers today are descendants of the original basket makers. There's a significant percentage of them that are residents within the Mount Pleasant East Cooper community. Now, when the baskets were made hundreds of years, hundreds of years ago, it was used for utilitarian purposes. One of the most important basket was the rice fanner.
The rice fanner, okay.
That's correct. The rice was a crop that was grown by the slave owners and actually shipped around the world and made many of our slave owners quite wealthy, and it's contributed to the economic system here in the low country. So that's why the baskets are extremely important. That rice fanner was used to separate the rice from the chaff and used in the process of agriculture.
And it's an art form that's just beautiful.
Yes, it is.
And not everyone can do this.
No, that's
okay?
true.
And standing with you, Antwon Ford, a basket maker. Now, how old are you?
I'm 27.
You're 27. How did you get involved in basket making?
Well, I learned when I was 4 years old, and I just learned by just watching my grandma make baskets. So like when she was sewing in the kitchen or in the living room watching TV, I'll be on the floor just kind of like playing with the scrap materials and just kind of like twisting them together. And eventually, as I started to really express more of a real interest into the craft, then I started really like learning like how to stitch and then how to feed the basket, like adding grass. And then I also started learning how to add like pine straws and bulrush, for contrast.
Now, I heard that your basket is like the featured basket for the festival.
Yes, sir.
And so tell us a little bit about the basket that will be featured.
Okay. Well, that's the basket over there, and it's called my phase 1 of Grass in Motion. And if you take a look at that piece, it was actually designed to work with like the natural sunlight. And
you made that basket?
Yes, sir. And it took about 2.5 years to make. And so like if you look at the handle, what you would see would be like an oval. And I also incorporated Gestalt psychology into this piece. Now Gestalt psychology teaches us that the mind is holistic with self-organizing tendencies. So when you look at the handle, depending on the position of the light outside, it may appear that the oval is like in the front of the basket or behind the basket or just kind of sitting in the front. And then as you walk around it, it just kind of shifts into something else.
And it took you how long?
2.5 years. 2.5
years.
Yes, sir.
Well, I can see why they chose that basket, because that's very unique. Okay, so let's get back to talking about the gullah culture. Why is that so important for us to preserve?
Well, it's important because it's embedded within our history here in South Carolina specifically. The gullah culture contributed to the history, the development of the country from a domestic and economic and social point of view in terms of the development here. So it's actually woven into our history, and as our elders pass on, if we don't work to preserve the culture, so goes the culture. So in an effort to preserve the culture, we established the annual Sweetgrass Festival.
And with that festival, what about some of the activities that will be going on?
Okay, of course, the basket makers are highly displayed.
Okay.
We have artists and crafters. All of the art and crafts are handmade items. Quilters, gullah storytellers, gospel singing. All of these are traditional gullah history, culture that we work to preserve, not only preserve, but to share it with other people so that they are familiar. The gullah culture is one of the 11th most endangered culture in the country, and if we don't work to preserve it, then it goes away.
Okay. Now, Antwan, finally for you, the basket making process, what do you have to do first?
Well, first of all, you want to make a knot. So once you get your knot started, then you just start feeding that knot, and then you have to figure out what type of style that you want to make. Some people, they just freestyle their baskets. Some people, they already know what they're going to make. So it's all up to the individual artist. So
did you make the hat that you're wearing?
Yes, sir, I did.
And how long did that take?
The hat took, I think, about 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Well, this is a wonderful art form that I think is just wonderful, that I'm so happy that we have embraced in our community. And when you all walked through the door, I was just in awe when I saw the beautiful baskets that you have. So at the festival, we will see people actually making baskets.
Yes, making baskets. We will also have one of our community residents, who's a basket maker, Henrietta Snipe. She will be actually demonstrating and allow the individual audience to have hands-on experience in trying to produce the Sweetgrass baskets. In addition to having that opportunity, the festival also provides the history about it. We have a DVD that goes into the history that's actually told by many of the basket makers, their experiences. And that is also shown at the festival.
Okay. Well, I think it's a wonderful event, and I'm hoping that the community will really come out and be a part of this event. And when is it?
The Real Taste of Gullah is a prelude to the festival, and that is held on May the 31st between the hours of 6 and 10 p.m. At that event, we have 4 of our lowcountry chefs that prepares and serves up some of the most delicious Gullah cuisine you want to taste. And there's a $50 fee for that. And we have a jazz band, a secret jazz band, Zandrina Dunning, who will be singing. We also have a historical, traditional passing on of the Sweetgrass basket makers, where we have the older generation to pass on to the younger generation.
Well, I think that's going to be wonderful. And I hope that the community will come out and attend the annual Sweetgrass Cultural Arts Festival, Waterfront Memorial Park in Mount Pleasant, Saturday, June 1st, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Admission and parking, it's free. The festival is a family event. No alcohol is sold, animals, skateboards, and bicycles are not allowed. Businesses interested in becoming a sponsor for the event should contact you, Thomasina Stokes-Marshall, at 843-856-9732. And then the Real Taste of Gullah, like you talked about, Friday, May 31st, 2013 at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Waterfront Memorial Park. And those tickets are $50.
That's correct.
I'm hoping that the community will come out. I'm so proud of you, Antwan. This is just really wonderful. And I thank both of you.
Okay, I just want to say that the tickets can be purchased on our website, and all of the information that we've shared with you here today is on our website, sweetgrassfestival.org.
Sweetgrassfestival.org, where you heard it right here on Bounce Around Charleston. Antwan, touch my hands. I can do that.
Thank you so much for having us.
Okay, coming up next, the Low Country Singers. Don't you go anywhere.